honored to have another speaker, our final speaker. Her name is Reyna Crow of Duluth, Minnesota. Reyna is co-founder of the Northwoods Wolf Alliance, a grassroots coalition of Anishinaabe people and their allies working to protect Ma'ingan, that's wolf, particularly in Anishinaabe, Aking, which is Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Reyna is also an organizer for Idle No More. She's going to be introduced by Lisa Herthel, who's also a founding member of the Northwoods Wolf Alliance and is Anishinaabe enrolled in the Sakaugan Chippewa community, formerly the Mole Lake Band of Chippewa.
Bonjour. This is my friend and comrade, Reyna Crow. I would like to tell you that Anishinaabe, Quewag, Native American women are a force to be reckoned with. Bonjour, that means hello. Lisa, an indigenous cause. Ashe Gabawud Indigo Anishinaabe Mong. Awasisi Nidudem. My English name is Lisa, and I am from the Bullhead clan, and I am Ojibwe. I have just a couple of things. This is emotional for me. But I would like to say that wolf killing is an assault on families because wolves are family. Wolf killing is an assault on the heart and on the head. Now, you see, my relationship to Ma'ingan was forged over a period of time. It wasn't one of those things that happened overnight. So I am going to respectfully ask President Obama, stop killing our families and start protecting them. Thank you.
Bonjour. Reyna Crow, Indigenous cause. Onigamin Sing, Inda, Ao Gichigami, Nindojima, Jinwei Nigong, Mingingen Alliance. What I just told you in a little bit of rusty Ojibwa Moine is that I'm Reyna Crow, and I'm from Duluth, Minnesota, on the shores of Anishinaabe, Gichigami, what you may call Lake Superior, and that I am one of the co-founders of the Northwoods Wolf Alliance. We're very honored to be here, and I want to thank from the bottom of my heart both Bob and Lori and every one of you, both here with us today and at home, who helped to make this happen. Thank you very much. Our group is a grassroots group, and when we found out that the DNR was going to disregard the management plan that was worked on so hard by representatives of the agriculture industry, the sport hunting lobbies, the tribes, and wolf advocates, none of us were happy with that management plan, which means it's probably about as good a compromise as you could get. But the DNR chucked it, and when we found this out, we decided that we needed to do something about it. However, we considered the paradigms, this anthropocentrism that dominates Western thought, dominates this colonized nation. And we decided that we needed to do something different and that we needed to do it from a grassroots level. The area called Anishinaabe Aking, as Bob mentioned, is northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. If you look on a map and you see where Ma'ingan or wolf exists in the Great Lakes area, there is almost a direct overlap between where the Anishinaabe people live and where Ma'ingan lives. So disregarding colonial boundaries, we decided to organize within that area. So we're based in Duluth. However, we're organizing grassroots groups of Anishinaabe and allies to work together from an Anishinaabe environmental perspective, not a colonized perspective in our area. We feel that only a new paradigm is going to save Ma'ingan, going to save Aki, the earth, Nibi, water, or all of us. It's time to do something new. I didn't really want to be one of the people to figure out how to do this, but sometimes you just have to step up and do what the universe sends you. So, miigwech. If you look at a map of Lake Superior, you will notice the Lake Superior, or Anishinaabe Gichigami, is shaped like a wolf's head with the nose pointing west, and Duluth is right at the tip of the wolf's nose. Not only do we have the wolf hunt going on in Minnesota, we have other assaults on the Anishinaabe people, and indeed everybody, because we all share the same earth, we all share the same water. Many people have speculated about the connection between extractive industries, and here I'm talking about mines, sulfide mines, copper nickel mines, taconite mines, tar sands, pipelines. All of these things are increasingly on the drawing board in our territory, and we believe that they're all connected. The wolf, or Mayingan, is crucial not only to the ecology of our area, but also to the spiritual and cultural integrity of the area. The original people of our area are Anishinaabe. Those are the people who have lived in that place. They haven't been there as long as Mayingan, who is all of our elders. There's a creation story that features Mayingan, and is that the wolf, Mayingan, is a spiritual brother to the Anishinaabe. We don't have this anthropocentrism and that kind of thinking in that paradigm. Not only that, but it is said that Mayingan and Anishinaabe share a parallel fate. Think about that for a minute. A parallel fate. And think about history. We've heard many speakers today talk about the vilification and the attempts to exterminate Mayingan. This also happened to the Anishinaabe people in their homelands. It's been about 50 years since it's been legal again to practice language and culture. So we're just beginning, much like Mayingan in this area, for the Anishinaabe people and their allies to begin to learn this new paradigm over again, to reweave community and rebuild the web of life that we're part of protecting. The earth, the water, the plants, and the animals do not need us, but we surely need them. That is the paradigm from which we proceed. And it's slow work, but it needs to start now. To have a policy where the Department of Natural Resources, who, as you've heard, is supposed to represent all of us as their constituency to protect wildlife in the public trust, has decided that sports hunters and animal agriculture concerns are their constituency instead, is bad enough. To invite sport hunters, and as you've heard today, we've got to be careful about that language. Let's call it what it is. Torture is not a sport. To invite people to come into the heart of Anishinaabe territory and not only kill, but torture their spiritual brother with whom they share a parallel fate is not just bad science, it is not just bad economics, it is modern day colonialism, it is an outrage on the Anishinaabe people. I see on the back of these shirts these words: decency, respect, and coexistence. What brought an end to the bounties on both the Anishinaabe, who were hunted for their hair, much as Mayingan was and is now hunted for his fur, were the treaties. There are certain reservations that have been established all over Anishinaabe-Aking, and outside of those reservations is what we call the ceded territory. Now, the treaties give Anishinaabe people say in what happens in the management of so-called resources, another anthropocentric term, in that area. And those treaties guarantee the rights of the Anishinaabe people to hunt, fish, gather, so as to enjoy a modest living from the resources in the ceded territories. And the ceded territory in Minnesota is 2/3 of the northern part of the state. And yet, when the DNR decided that it was going to offer yet another subsidy to animal agriculture and give an outlet for the hatred of people who kill for fun in Anishinaabe territory, the Anishinaabe tribes were not consulted. Now, the letter of the treaties is one thing, the spirit is another. Certainly, Mayingan is a culturally significant resource who's vital to the well-being of the Anishinaabe people and indeed all people in our territory. I don't know what a judge would say about the letter of that treaty. I would like to find out, but we don't know for now. However, the spirit of the treaties demand that the Anishinaabe people have a say in what happens to Mayingan in their own homeland. Now, the Anishinaabe people had a say anyway. The Anishinaabe bands in Minnesota, every single one of them banned hunting on the reservation territory under their control, and 2 of them created wolf sanctuary on the reservations. And yet, last week, I believe, Governor Mark Dayton of Minnesota, in an interview, said that he had never heard of anyone who opposes wolf hunting in northern Minnesota. Thank you. I heard the word is liar. Our politicians are lying. We had a hearing in St. Paul, Minnesota on ending the wolf hunt, and a gentleman by the name of Mike Forsman, who is a St. Louis County commissioner from Ely, Minnesota, the hotbed of wolf hate, testified to the fact, as he called it, that the St. Louis County Board had passed a resolution in favor of the wolf hunt. There is no such resolution. It's up to us to set the record straight. We are part, as you've heard, of a movement called Idle No More as well, which is a grassroots movement, which does not have leaders, but individual organizers. And it was started by 4 women in Saskatchewan, Canada. Our weapons are not guns. We're not aggressive. We're not violent. Our voices are our tools. Asima, tobacco, sage, cedar, and sweetgrass, and Jaron with the drum. Those are the tools we're going to use to rebuild the grassroots network and the mutual support that we need to step up as people and recapture our agencies from special interests. We appreciate the support that we've received from allies. I want to close on a positive note, and I'll be as brief as I possibly can. There are many prophecies that many cultures have. Well, the Ojibwe, they have prophecies too, and one of those prophecies tells of something called the 7th fire. You've heard many cultures talk of a change that's coming at this time. We all feel it. The 7th fire speaks of an opportunity that we are grasping as dearly as we can. It tells of a time when all of the people of the earth, red, yellow, black, white, can come together, lay down the materialism, lay down the greed, lay down the selfishness that has characterized this time and space here on Turtle Island for almost 500 years, and go back and pick up what was left behind. Whatever your culture, go back to your roots. Ground yourself, cleanse yourself, reach out to your brothers and sisters, and let's turn this thing around. Right now, we can do it together from a grassroots model, change the paradigm, and take this country back. Miigwech.